Oh, I'm sorry, Gart. You picked a bad day to go up against fucking Tequila Sunset, I guess. Oh god, that got me. Okay. Yeah, we look like is Harry gay or does he just hate women? He's gay. He's gay. This Harry, I think, is gay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have been like way more cutesy to fucking Kim than previous playthroughs. Cause like I love Kim, but I also just like I understand like the canon idea is that you go on a date with Lillian, and I wanted to do that, but I don't know. There's something about Kim just seeing this old guy who's like legitimately a startlingly good detective in like a nerd shirt, but then just turning this one guy into an incel because he seems like a dick.
Officer, the flashlight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh god, I'm such a dick. I'm so sorry.
Hello. Let me
Care
know
to share
have
your
you tried it before.
I think I've tried it once and I liked it.
Here you go, man.
He presents a large cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand. Very odd looking.
That's the coalition government ordained pyrrolidone. Straight into your gut. Not so sure about this.
Wait, why wouldn't I be
Because
sure?
it's an anti-radiation drug, and you're a cop, not a post-apocalyptic scavenger.
Thanks, man.
Of course.
There's something I like to sell.
Let me have a look.
Nice.
All right. Let's see it.
I got these sabatons.
Oh, no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money.
It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler, provided the stakes are sufficiently interesting.
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
He barely even looks at. Do you know what the tattoos mean?
Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
There used to be a cassette tape. Okay, so we can't sell the pen. We don't want to sell the handkerchief. It's the postcards are meant to be sold. It's just they also are worth like no money. This crumpled up postcard depicts an open air market in Boogie Street about 5 years ago. A vendor smiles as dead roosters line in stalls, hung by their feet from canopy. Red blood flows in the muddy street, blurry shadows of people pass. This postcard depicts an ill-advised residential area overlooking the Jamrock Quarter. 13-story buildings line the hillside like sarcophagi, an ominous fog already rising from behind. These are the last boom years. In 1939, the project fails catastrophically, leaving behind an opiate and hepatitis B infected slum. Oh, we don't want to sell that because we can get a password for it. A dented stainless steel canister for transporting and storing heavy fuel oil. A logo on its side has been partially stripped over years of use. The government issued red-dyed fuel oil inside. Looks literally like paint, though it smells much, much worse. That seems useful. I don't want to get rid of that. We're not getting rid of my bloodstone dye. That's awesome. We're not going to get rid of the photo of Renee and Jeannie. That's so mean. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. A broken Bell McGrath from ages past. It's a 4-shot bolt action military rifle with a wooden frame. See, we got conversation with that, so I don't want to sell that. The sunlight has made this postcard almost completely sepia-toned. Midtown traffic passes overhead. The ghosts of skyscrapers disappear into a beige midday mist, vapor rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. This postcard depicts a forest of smokestacks releasing fat plumes of smoke into a blue cloudless sky. The tinge of age, the color of old teeth, gives it a sickly look. Written on the back is a single sentence repeated twice. I got out, Doja Dressy. Blue medicinal spirit, which we're not allowed to use. This one has hell written on its back. It cannot be further from the truth. It's the boom years in the Curon. The nicest district in Revachol West is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside, steel, iron, and yellow limestone with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. Yeah, we can't sell the rider, and we can't sell that. Okay, so we're not going to sell that much. Okay.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Okay. So now, yeah, let's just keep walking over. Yeah, unless we want to try to, yeah, read books and go to our shack. Okay, now we can put the flashlight back on. Oh, this is different. A pretty little puck-shaped cap of purple liquid that can bring on anything from hot flashes to military-grade psychosis. With sufficient tolerance, however, it can make any weather feel balmy, if only for a while. Oh, I didn't quite realize it was that. I thought it was the same thing that I already had. Interesting. Okay, is the butter sign still here? No, the butter sign got moved. So you can only visual calculus the butter sign before the water lock is fixed. Oh, the water lock closes at night? Did I trap my... No, okay, it didn't. Okay, I was supposed to say, did I trap myself over there? I guess we can check the traps, but I don't want to check all of them without Kim. Unless there's dialogue for it.
A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Morel's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks seem like a rebuke. The sound of the city hums in the east. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside. Man, it's lonely doing this alone.
Aww.
The wind seems to howl in a strange manner.
Ahead, decades of old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Okay, so there's the one that was back where we met the old guys. So I wanted to see, is there like a way to get... No, this isn't... Oh yeah, there's nowhere to go past that. Okay. And then this goes back into where the brick house was. I wonder if I can talk to the drunks. Yeah, there's nowhere else to go up here. Whoa. Hello.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened
In this
here?
yard, someone thought they could have a summer house on the beach for cheap. It didn't work out. Looks like they abandoned it. This is a good place for a nice, sad drink. Uncork a velvety bottle of red wine and think about life for a moment. Really philosophize.
Not gonna drink right now, electrochemistry. Especially when I'm already on other drugs. Oh, is this... Yeah. No, that was the one we just did. I'm dumb. Yeah, because that's the shack. Oh, Lillian's still out here. Let's see if I can ask her on a date.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's in your mind, officer?
That's my motoring carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
It's an installation, wet your lips. Very conceptual. It is a sign of the carnage to come, the great culling. I wasn't failing it. It was an accident. I'm sorry. I got drunk and apparently drove it in the sea. An official investigation has been launched by me to determine just that, ma'am. I don't know. It's a sign of the carnage to come.
Like the sign. An eyesore too. Situation calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
You were suggesting we honor the carcass of my former mortgage carriage?
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? fallen in the line of duty like that and all?
I don't want a funeral. I hate death. I don't think they have funerals for motor carriers. What an odd thought. Maybe
Why
I
not?
should.
Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with
I
our
like
human sweat and they
her.
share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
All right, I'm in. But organizing a funeral takes a lot of time
Oh,
and
yeah?
effort, doesn't it?
You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You can always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
It's pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the Doom commercial
I
area.
understand, believe me. I really do. I think about all the frivolous side activities I could be doing every time I go out there with my nets.
She brushes back her
But
hair.
daydreaming is a rich man's game. Can't see
Yeah.
you can't afford to be careless and dream. Anyway, what are we talking about here again?
I'm looking for someone else,
Oh?
actually.
Who?
That's it, I'm not
How
looking for
can I
anyone else.
assist you then, officer?
Okay, suggestion. Hold on. Let me see what we got for suggestion here. Okay, blue coat. Not that. Oh, I don't think we got much. Oh no, not that. Oh god, I don't even think we have like any. Yeah, I was about to say there's like nothing. Okay, we're gonna do drugs. More drugs. Wait, what is that?
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of synthetic hallucinogens, rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power.
Look at the little puck of
What a
liquid.
funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom.
Wait, radiation poisoning
It's
sounds
not
scary.
gonna give you radiation poisoning, stupid.
Oh, thanks,
Pyrrolidon
electrochemistry.
is a perfect match for a badass junkie cop who's looking for a little heat.
Open the
The
cap.
container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up. Like an
Oh.
oyster. Come on, slurp it.
Slurp it
You
aggressively.
suck a manly dose of the extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone.
Tastes like a
It
kiss.
tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists as it did before. Only now, gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning.
Oh god, on
Not
fire?
really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm.
Will I be able to stand straight
Why
and walk?
not? This government-developed substance seems very non-intrusive. You could even operate heavy machinery. Fire machinery. Please don't actually operate any fire machines.
This is going to be so useful in my life.
Already, you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Pyrrolidon. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon.
It went up a whole
The wind is turning
5%.
southeast. What's in your mind, officer?
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh.
You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals.
I like you, but I'm afraid to be around you because you're a woman. I want to be close to you, and there's but one way to intimacy. Since the dawn of mankind, Al Ghul has been watching over the reprocreation of our species. Lay with me. Let's celebrate with the ghoul. Let's celebrate the ghoul. Alcohol makes closeness possible. Let's connect. I want to be close to you, but there's only one way to intimacy.
What?
Drunk date. All we need is booze. The
Funny.
rest will follow.
Funny sailor jokes. Sorry if I'm not laughing out loud, but the comedy has worn thin over the years.
She nods without
Right.
smiling.
Now you reminded her of last.
Oh no.
It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes.
Oh, thank you, suggestion.
She'll come around.
Okay, be seeing you. Oh, hey, okay. Oh, God, I feel so bad. Okay. Do I want to put 1 point in suggestion just for... No, I don't want to. That feels so rude. Okay, we need to inspect the traps. We can try to ask her on a date again later, but we're not doing that right now. Get the drugs out of my hand. No more drugs. No more drugs. Okay, let's go see if we can find the last trap. Oh, what is that? The store is closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Also, sorry for keep coughing. My oh, back of my throat really hurts. Idiot Doomspout.
Tequila sunset.
Hey, sorry for being a buzzkill earlier. I'll supply the booze if you supply the stories.
Wonderful.
Here, I've got a potent pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it
Hey,
immediately.
Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
One of the other bums interjects. Gurgles the near comatose man.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go
I
on.
used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator.
Oh, dear God.
Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
This guy reminds me of Andrew Tate. Wait, how many people did you have working for you?
22 full-time employees, an all-star team, a potentially historical set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours.
Did the jogging
It
help?
did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. What
One
happened?
day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing
His
sound.
eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
Huh.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see?
Oh,
At
I feel
least,
it. This
that
and
was
how
the
I have to
plan.
explain things.
I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
How wet are we talking exactly?
It was a day not unlike this one here.
You both glance skyward.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
I would have landed on my feet. I've got feline
No, you
reflexes. No.
Whatever. The point is, reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
You've got to be
I
shitting me.
wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office.
So what happens next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation.
That sounds accurate,
People are
actually.
naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on.
Hot.
I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Thanks, empathy.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change
Oh my
the
god,
lock set.
dude.
And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control.
Package deal.
I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic...
Yeah, wait, what?
What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
He takes a long swig of his drink. Wait, that's it? I feel like there were some
Tequila,
steps missing.
I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
I'm almost homeless myself. Doesn't seem so bad. Look on the bright side. You've got one hell of a story. You do realize all of this is your own fault. There's this black point in the world a whole. It's already claimed an entire commercial area. Maybe you're another one of its victims.
This would explain a lot. I always believed it wasn't my fault that I ended up homeless on the beach with these two bums.
He looks at his partners with a glint of
God
sadness.
bless them, though. I'd be alone without them. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
He turns his eyes to the bottle. Why do you keep losing all your
Good
stuff?
fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me.
We're all a few bad decisions away from being under a bridge.
Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things
Aw.
I haven't lost are these two drunks.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
What was the name of your
My
agency?
Man. The Boom Boom Room.
What the
Our
fuck?
concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. Color red, breasts, and oil painting.
What the
I
fuck?
convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
He looks towards the
Sounds
bay.
intriguing. What say you, Art Cop? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Mixing oil painting and breasts to make ads isn't high art. It's just cynical wankery. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means. Man, mixing high and low commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit. Hey, that's just cynical wankery.
You know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising.
Yeah, but maybe it's still tired. Yeah, actually, you're right. Let the market sort it out. Maybe
Maybe
it's
you're
tired.
right. Who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve. We were fucking rich, though. That much I know.
What's with the tracksuit?
You've never seen 100% lycra before? Go on. Feel that primo material.
The man extends his arm. Touch
Pretty
it.
nice, huh? This might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
He takes another sip.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like
Oh.
rubbing two jellyfish skins together. You feel about 15% less human for having touched it. Randomized trials have also found lycra, TM, to be associated
Oh.
with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
Thanks, bro.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think about that.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
Wink.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime.
What about the other
My
drugs?
fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, they're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
I am a cool
The
cop.
gurgling sound comes from the direction of the non-responsive man.
And yeah, you're already acquainted with abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
He points to the man in the pipe. What about this lost
Tequila.
jacket?
It's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
You mean this jacket I discovered on the boardwalk and had cleaned on a whim?
Hmm.
The man examines the jacket for a moment, look of consternation on his
Nah,
brow.
this isn't it. Found. That's medium concept stuff. Totally not
Jesus
my
Christ. You're saying there's another lost
style.
jacket
It's a
out there
big
somewhere?
world out there, Tequila. A lot of lost jackets in it. Don't know why you'd think this could possibly be mine.
Hey, Doom Spiral. Ain't that the jacket you stole the other week?
Not on your fucking life, Rosemary. What's wrong with you people? Like I'd be caught dead wearing fawn, like some low-concept bicycle courier. Tell you what, Tequila. Why don't you just hang on to that one? I'll get another jacket someday.
Have you got any more? I want to hear the story of your name
What's
again.
in a name?
He looks up to the sky as if pondering the question, then
Hey,
turns to you.
Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
One of the other bums interjects.
Shut up. I was once a reasonable...
Wait, hold on, I've
so
heard
you
enough. Yeah,
Don't
sorry.
want to just hear the same story again. Okay. Okay. Huh.
Have you got any more
I do.
stories?
But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
He spins the bottle in his hand. Not a single drop of liquid remains. I've got some sweet Commodore Red.
Classy.
He snatches the bottle and pushes the cork in through the
The
bottle.
tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier in Koran. There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody knows the exact nature or identity of
The phenomenon.
Are you telling the story of the headless...
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, is it the
Rosemary.
Headless Fallen Rider?
Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Het is walking
Good
home
name.
from a late shift at the harbor. It's almost midnight. She stops for a cigarette near the canal.
The streets are warmed by a southerly breeze. The lights of a passing motor carriage bloom and fade in the distance. In the harbor's dark, her cigarette is a beacon, dancing alone. The image comes to you effortlessly, as though you'd walked the same streets yourself 1,000 times.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides.
He looks up into the skies as if searching for peace himself.
What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered.
It's good
From
storytelling.
behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see? Well,
Horse?
yes, but it's the man on the horse that's of interest here. A man...
Fucking. Thanks.
The pause is long and dramatic.
Thanks, drama.
with no head on his shoulders. Wearing a found tracksuit, searching for the legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
Wait, I thought the Headless Fallen Rider rode a bull.
Well, there are many versions of this story. The most familiar of which has the headless found rider riding on the back of another headless man.
That sounds pretty
If
implausible
I
to me.
hadn't lost my keys that one time, I'd agree with you. But life is a cruel mistress.
He takes a sip.
Gertrude Het may have been the first to witness the headless found rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists. Everyone always misremembers.
Oh my god!
Right. Early autumn of 46. Ula DuPont and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the sun has set. The wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of rocks. One of them is wearing a purple raincoat. Thin lines reach out from the rods into the sea. Small droplets start appearing on the surface with increasing frequency.
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ula turns around to reach for the tackle box.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
When she sees something. Her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has struck. But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour and the silhouette of the headless Faun Rider looming on the horizon. Ula makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound. Her body is never recovered.
The man falls ominously silent for a moment, and he looks you straight in the eye. What happens to Ola DePonte?
Word on the street is that she, you know,
He makes a finger pistol with his right hand and lifts it up to his
gave
chin.
herself facial deconstruction surgery. Real grisly.
You were subtle
stuff.
enough, buddy.
Anyway, that's the story of the headless Faun Rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
Who was the headless rider before he
Well,
died?
Tequila, that's part of the legend. No one knows for sure. There are a couple of possibilities, though. Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang he had infiltrated. Now he rides, searching for his lost found cap, plotting revenge.
Oh, headless brother. We're
Ha 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 ha! Oh, good job, Aspiridacore.
Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeplechase, ended up in somebody's backyard, and got decapitated by an exceptionally taut clothesline.
Even decapitation couldn't stop his commitment to the sport. Are you that committed?
Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree, and the fall was so violent that his head came clean off. Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But then, no one really knows.
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
I've got a hunch that it was the undercover cop I'd want revenge too. I bet he was the jockey. He seems super committed to the sport. I've got to agree, your theory sounds the most plausible.
Isn't it? All the pieces fit together perfectly. That's how I know it's right. Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
I've already seen some weird shit in this case. A headless jockey in a tracksuit fits right
That's
in.
the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then blam! It throws some wild shit at you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it's critical to stay well
It's
hydrated.
very important to stay hydrated. Okay, that's nothing. I've got an even
Yeah?
crazier story.
Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's
Ha!
no way you know a better one than that.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Nothing
Damn
comes to
right
mind.
it doesn't. So why don't you just shut up and leave it to the master?
Okay, whatever became of the headless found rider.
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight.
He makes a spooky gesture with his free hand.
I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
I'd like to listen to the tale of the headless found rider again.
The tale, there are many.
I'm gonna skip it and see if it goes. Let me. What happens? Oh my god. I don't know what.
Rumored to be searching for his legendary found.
Whoa.
Woe is right, my friend.
Tell him about
Fuck.
No,
right.
okay, lesbians.
Two
Oh
women.
god,
Women
sorry.
Don't turn around.
When she's but there, Ula.
I didn't think about this. I like that this one doesn't
That's
give me.
no-
Okay,
Hi.
it doesn't
I
give me an
thought-
out. You got any more urban
actually
myths?
do have one. The strangest of them all. But I'll need to fortify myself before I can tell that one. Do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice.
I was actually gonna bring them the pale, but I've got this blue medicinal
No.
spirit.
Contrary to popular belief, I enjoy being alive.
I don't have
If
any
you
on me right
find
now.
any, I'd be
All right, be seeing you.
The legend. He's back. And first.
Yeah, I
got
don't want any of that. I'm good. What she got for you, bud?
Uncle. Uncle.
The drunk man speaks in his sleep. Dribbles from the left side of his mouth and down. Wait, wake up!
No way.
Oh wow. All right. Okay, we need to go check more traps. I'm gonna save right now because we're also really close to where we're gonna want to sweep and finish reading some books for the night. But there's the one trap we gotta go back and check. I think it was the first one. Should be like right up here somewhere. Oh, that's a Nolan Sink unsuccessful model. Wait, it was not this far up. I felt, or was it like around? It was around this way. Yeah, because like we went up through these. It's a little hard to tell where the path is. Oh yeah, let me put my clothes back on. It's like, why did I look weird? That's really all it is, isn't it? Yeah, we got the rest of the armor on, we got that, yeah. Yeah, because that's the painting. Yeah, I don't want to go that way. It's the other way. I think it's up through the beach. Yeah.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But the reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain. It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Right into the
Nothing
trap.
but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Baby! Baby! It's a baby. No, there's no more foods. There's no more foods. You got your 3 meats. The true cryptid. You're the one we need the cage for. Oh, I love you, buddy. I was cracking up editing control videos earlier today. There's a point where I'm like leaning down and yelling. I'm like, you know what you're doing. Don't you walk away from me. All right. Oh, did not mean to heal myself, but whatever. Is that all the traps? Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Fell building. Oh. Which is this way. Boathouses. Is it down this way? Yeah. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds. The reeds rustle confidentially, while the residential building
Confidentially?
in the darkness behind you shield them from the wind. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach for the
The
trap.
trap feels light and silent as you pick it up.
Ah.
Something is different here. No locust. No phasmid either. But still.
Closer
Nothing.
still.
No traces of the locust or the Insulindian phasmid. What happened? The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. The reeds continue to hiss around you as you put the empty trap back on the ground. Time to consult the professionals, Morel and Lena.
All right. Okay, so they're the whirling, but we have to go during the day. We have to call them. The raving stuff, I gotta wait until we have Kim with us. So all of those are on the pause. The only thing we can go do is we can go open the apartment door for Everett. You know what? We're gonna go do it with Kim though, because I feel like Kim will probably want to be involved before I crime. We already did that, so yeah, I think that's everything for around here. I think it's go read books and go to bed. I don't think we're gonna be streaming too late tonight, just because I am recovering from pneumonia and don't feel well. But I'll be on all weekend. Not sure if I'm gonna end up doing disco. If we're gonna, actually, I'm not. We'll probably. I want to finish this out. Actually, I think that's a good plan. Okay. I know I could have fast traveled, but oh well. What's the harm? Oh, I have 3 experience points. Holy shit. Hold on. Do we have anything we want to reset like right now? I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really care about the doorbell. Oh, the stained glass window in the church. Yeah, okay. So I'm fine with that. And then I'm just gonna put one more in Inland, and then I'm gonna put one more in Volition because I can. Just because I can. And then we'll go back to the stained glass window when we go back to open up the church.
It's getting late.
Oh, not yet. I didn't realize that like ends it for the day. Okay, let's see if we got anything we want to interact with before we go. Folded library card. A library card found from a pocket of a dead man on the Martinez boardwalk is still slightly damp to the touch.
The library card.
Okay, we did
Billy
this.
is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, we looked at my badge. We did the tape. We looked at that book. We looked at the bullet. Okay, we haven't done 16 days of
In your
coldest
hands,
April.
you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekatina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
Feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Gra.
How long? How long is this book
You
anyway?
flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
Jesus.
Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Look at the back
The
cover.
back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
What does she look
She
like?
can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Start
In
reading.
cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugograd Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently memorialized in art and literature. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
What happens
It
next?
would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Read 10 more
They go
pages.
through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair. And in the end,
Oh, no.
they betray each
I might
other
die
as they
trying to
come
read this
the
book.
absurdity of Gradian life. The
Oh,
man
no.
becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence. He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft.
And the
She
woman?
spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant.
That is
The
so
smell
close
of
to
fish
Edith
guts
Finch.
slowly seeps into her hair and skin as every single one of her dreams dies, one by one.
Oh my god, is this Russian
The memory
literature?
of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit.
Why can't this is
As
terrible.
life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret.
Oh my god, okay, great. That was great. We did it. Okay. We're gonna save so that we don't die from reading books. And then we'll read the Communist Manifesto. How about that?